crazy, man. This Ukraine thing is crazy. So I want to just lay down a few things. The US and the UK specifically. What I think Putin is doing is wrong. We all know it's wrong. It's wrong. Someone who's done something wrong doesn't have a strong leg to stand on accusing someone else of doing something wrong, especially when you did the same thing. Wrong is wrong. And of course, wrong is always wrong. But America and the UK, you did stage an illegal war in Iraq. That was an illegal war. You said you were going into Iraq because Iraq had weapons of mass destruction. A UN investigator went in there and found no weapons of mass destruction. But because you have veto powers in that useless organization known as the UN, you went in there regardless. So you invaded. Forget about what Saddam Hussein is because I'll be real with you. Saddam Hussein was a lesser evil than what is happening right now. Iraq is a flipping warpath right now. So, as bad as you say Saddam Hussein was, Iraq was safer with him than it is right now, where it's a complete mess. You can't even nobody's going to Iraq to visit. And now you look at this thing with Russia right now. So for America and UK say, "Oh no, Peter, what are you doing?" Russia can rightfully say to US and UK is, "But you did the same thing in '03. So you have no right to say what we're doing is wrong when you did the exact same thing. So we're all in this together." But with this whole Putin thing, I want to know what is the end game because he's going to win. It's not a matter of if; it's a matter of when. They have more weapons. They have greater firepower, and um, they're one of the biggest, strongest armies in the world. So I think Putin just thought that he didn't need to use all of his resources to go through. So because of the resistance, it's like, oh, so basically, it's not a matter of like if they'll do it, it's just when. So this is just going to take a lot longer than it did. So my thing is, okay, once you now take over Ukraine, do you now go further? Because does this just stop with Ukraine? Because remember, this started off with, oh, we just want the two regions in the east that are pro-Russian, but you then started to invade from all aspects of your Ukraine. So my thing is that once you take your Ukraine, then why did you just say, you know what? I believe Poland is part of the. I believe Belarus. Just why? So why just stop at Ukraine? Because now once that now happens, what kind of world are we going to be living in? Because if he's now starts to expand and run his way through Europe and somehow tries to rebuild the USSR, then what's, I mean, bro, then guys, we're going to be looking at a very, very crazy mad world, bro. Because I always say that a world war can either be waged in two ways either a nuclear war where everyone nukes everyone and we all get to destroyed and all that's left are the cockroaches, or cyber warfare where it's about hacking. So it's a new kind of cold war, but a cold war that is fought through tech. So who have the best hackers? And we already know that Russia know how have been alleged to hack. So, boy, do you know who I feel the worst for in this thing? Obviously, beyond the Ukrainians and so forth, are the Russians. Are Russians who have nothing to do with this. Because what you're going to have are Russians in other countries who are going to be, look to it. It's like how Chinese people um, received racism during the whole height of COVID because people like to be stereotypical. So now a Russian in another foreign country, like, oh, you're Russian. Oh man, you're one of those guys that invade all those countries. So it's big. So I mean, but guys, this is the world. Do you realize that we have lived in the most peaceful time in human history? It's crazy. During the Iraq War now, we, us generation guys alive right now, this is, you see, people between, let's say, 15 to 40 or 50, you've lived in the most peaceful time in history, which shows you that we are just obsessed with war, obsessed with conflict, obsessed with territory, and obsessed with dominion. People always want more. And my thing is with it, unless someone can stop Putin, bro, I just think this guy is just, he's on this war path, which just makes things very crazy, man. So, but also lastly, I just hope my African brothers, man, can get out of Ukraine because there are a lot of Africans that are in Ukraine Nigerians as well. Please, 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 man. Hopefully, those guys can get out of Ukraine and get to safety as soon as possible.